Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to be showing you guys the best AFK money making method for each skill in RuneScape 3. This is a bit of a spin-off of my video I made about a year ago, talking about the best overall money making method in each skill. However, this time we're only going to be looking at the AFK methods. Also, if you aren't already subscribed to the channel and are looking for some RuneScape 3 content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And so starting off with our first few skills, so this one is combined into 6 different skills. It's the melee skills, magic, constitution, and slayer. And the best AFK method for this is abyssal beasts. So abyssal beasts are a new abyssal creature slayer task that you can get. They require 105 slayer to be able to kill. Recommended for this method is 95 prayer and curses, as well as being on task, since they do have a chance at dropping the Jaws of the Abyss, and the drop chance on that is much higher while you are on task. Of course, you will want to use things like overloads and some pretty good either melee or magic gear. So the abyssal beasts are located in the Divination Asylum. You can, however, put them into your small room in your play-your-own Slayer dungeon, and that would work probably even better. But nowadays, the Abyssal Beasts room is pretty dead in the Divination Asylum, so you can do it here. Now, there are some different ways of doing this. You can set up a cannon if you would like. However, I find I prefer just attacking them with either melee or magic. I do find magic is a bit best, especially if you do have the Inquisitor's staff. Now you can use the method where you use the Demon Horn Necklace and the Attune Ectoplasmator. That is an option. However, I like just using either the Penance Aura, which gives you basically unlimited prayer, or you can just use Soul Split and have a few super restores while using the Vampirism Aura instead. So basically, from this method, you can make around 15 to 16 mil per hour. Most of your money is going to be coming off of that Jaws of the Abyss drop. The drop rate is 1 in 5,000 off task, or 1 in 1,000 if you are on task. And right now, the Jaws of the Abyss is selling for around 22 mil. The next skill we have is ranged, and the best AFK method for ranged is probably Krayara. It requires only level 70 range, however recommended is curses, overloads, and you will want to use either the penance or the vampirism aura. Krayara is the only boss on this list, making it unique, and it is a really great method. So basically, the key to this is you will want to stand in either the corner or the doorway, and then you can just AFK Krayara. You do need to watch your health a little bit, just because Krayara does hit quite hard. I do recommend using Soul Split the entire time, and either the Penance or the Vampirism Aura. As you can see, I do suggest a setup similar to mine, and then you can also have an action bar similar to mine as well, or one with the thresholds and death swiftness at the front of the bar if you do want it to make it a little bit more AFK. Most of the money you are going to be making off of Krayara are going to come from these unique drops. They are worth quite a bit, the most profitable drop being the Armadillo chest plate. And it's worth right around 12 mil right now. So you can make a ton of money at Krayara. It does give you some marks of war as well. And overall, it's about 8 mil per hour, while you are getting roughly 400,000 ranged XP per hour. The next skill we have is prayer, and this is actually a pretty unique money-making method. You can make around 2 mil per hour doing this, and it's making the Infernal Yew incense sticks. So the only requirement is level 65 Firemaking. Basically, you are going to combining the Yew incense sticks with 2 Infernal Ashes to make the Infernal Yew incense sticks. And you do make a profit off of this while also gaining Firemaking and Prayer XP. Now, as I mentioned to start, you do want to buy the Yew incense sticks and also some Infernal Ashes. You want twice as many Infernal Ashes. You can then withdraw a full inventory of 27 Infernal Ashes and the full stack of Yew incense sticks, and then you can start combining both of them. You can see that you are getting Firemaking and Prayer XP. you should be able to make around 1,250 of these per hour, and they do give 100 prayer XP per incense sticks, so that means you will get around 120k prayer XP while also making about 2 mil per hour. So this method is pretty unique. It does allow you to train prayer and make a profit off of it. The next method we have is making soul runes for a runecrafting, and required is level 90 runecrafting and the Fight Club quest. Recommended is Hero's Welcome Infinity Ethereal Outfit and all of the runecrafting pouches just so you can make as many soul runes per trip as possible. You can make around 11 mil per hour, and also you'll get around 300,000 runecrafting XP per hour as well. So once you do have all of the boosts and your runecrafting pouches filled, you will want to go to the Abyss. Having the Nexus mod relic allows you to go to the middle of the Abyss, which does speed up the trip. You will have to empower the soul altar every time, so this is where the AFK part of the method does come in. As you can see, it takes around a minute and a half to empower the altar. Once the altar is fully empowered, you'll want to drink a sip of the Power Burst of Sorcery, so you will double the amount of soul runes you'll be creating. The next skill we have is Construction, and it did take a while to find a method that actually did fit this, that was a profitable method of training Construction, and the only one that I could find is the Dream of Aya, which is brand new, and it came along with the Extinction quest. So some recommendations for this is you will want to max out Anachronia, so you will be getting resources as fast as possible. The construction station in particular does require stone, and of course you will require the Extinction quest. You can make around 1 mil per hour doing this method, and as you can see, I did list the various items that you can get while you are doing this method that will make you some profit. So it is a really simple method. You'll want to just build the station, the stonemason station on Dream of Aya, and then you can also just put stone into it and it will store XP. So you can't do this method continuously. You will need to wait to get more stone once it is all used up. But it is a really simple method and fully AFK. You'll get some pretty decent construction XP, and also you'll be making that roughly 1 mil per hour. And so the next skill we have is Dungeoneering. And Dungeoneering doesn't really have a money-making method where you can also train the skill. The only one would be Elite Dungeons, but of course that is not AFK. So I decided to include Salawa Axe. It doesn't directly train Dungeoneering, but it does use your Dungeoneering tokens. So you will want to use your tokens on the Vital Spark drop enhancers, and then you can use these in the Sophanum Slayer dungeon, and particularly while you are killing Salawa Axe. Now you can make 4 mil per hour doing this method, and you do require 105 Slayer. So for Salawa Axe, I do recommend using a melee or magic setup. You will want to use your Protect or Deflect from melee, as well as some aggression potions and overloads. They do hit quite hard, so you will need to pay attention to your health, and I do recommend using either a Vampirism Aura or Vampirism Scrimshaw if you're using melee. Now, the nice thing with the Salawa Axe is that they do drop the Vital Sparks a bit more often than other creatures in the Sophanum Slayer dungeon, at least the creatures that you can AFK. So it is an uncommon drop, which is a bit better than a lot of the others, which has it listed as rare. Now, the way the drops work for the Vital Sparks is that whenever you hit the drop table to get one, your base drop quantity will be 1 Vital Spark. If you have a Vital Spark drop enhancer, you'll get an extra one. So every time you hit the drop table on the Vital Spark drop, you'll get 2. And if you have a Slayer task active on Soul Devourers, you'll end up getting 3. So basically you will want to have Vital Spark drop enhancers the entire time. And if you are on task, then you will make even more money. Vital Sparks are basically the best drop you can get from this creature, and it's where you are going to be making most of your money. And our next skill is Archaeology, and the best AFK method for this skill is sifting soil using the Sift Soil spell. Required is 99 Archaeology and 91 Magic, as well as Lunar Diplomacy, and you will want a Mud Battle Staff because it does give unlimited water and earth runes. You also need some astral runes just to cast the spell, and you'll be able to make around 9 mil per hour doing this method. So this method is extremely simple. You want to just fill up your Archaeology soil box and then make sure that you do have a Water Fiend familiar active, since it does give you a bit of extra materials. Now you can simply cast the Sift Soil spell. Right now the Fiery Brimstone is the best soil to sift, however that does change, so it would be best to check the wiki to see which soil is the best when you are doing the method. Now, another thing to note about this method is that you are going to be getting some pretty good Archaeology and Magic XP from it. You can also even use Sign of the Porters if you wanted to make it a bit AFK. However, that would cut into your profit a bit, and I do recommend just not using one and just standing right next to a material storage container. But overall, the method is quite AFK, and you can make around 9 mil per hour doing it. Now, moving on to Agility, we have two different methods. Of course, one is a bit of a cheap one. It's Abyssal Beasts using Silverhawk Boots. So obviously that one is cheating a bit. So I did also include the Heffen Agility course. Required is 105 Slayer for the Abyssal Beasts, as well as all the other requirements and recommendations that I mentioned earlier in the video. And of course, 77 Agility for the Heffen Agility course. Now, the Abyssal Beasts, it's the same method as before, except you're just wearing the Silverhawk boots, so you are getting some passive agility XP. Now, you can wear these boots for basically any skill or any method in RuneScape, even bank standing, and you'll get agility XP. So, since it is a bit of a cop-out, I decided to include the Heffen Agility course. Of course, there isn't really an agility course that is considered AFK, but if you are going to pick one that is AFK, the Heffen Agility course is the closest one. And the reason for that is because you don't really have to move your mouse very much. You can actually get it set up so you can make sure that your mouse is in the right spot for every obstacle in the agility course. So that makes it so basically you just have to click once your character gets to the next agility obstacle. Now, the GB per hour from this method, it's really low. Basically, you can just get a few items that are worth a little bit of money. As you can see in the top left, I included some of the items that you can get upon completion of a lap. So the mint cake is the best item, worth almost 3k. So you're basically not really making anything off of this, but it's really tough to find an AFK agility method. Of course, there is the Anachronia agility course, which is the best agility moneymaker in the game. It's not AFK. You do have to pay attention to the course, and it is kind of tough to go through the whole course, but you can get roughly 8 to 10 mil per hour doing that because you can get the pages for the codexes. And so the next skill is Herblore, and we have making Lantidime potions, the unfinished version, and required is 67 Herblore as well as 49 Dungeoneering for the Scroll of Cleansing. Now, making these Lantidime unfinished potions is quite easy. You just need to combine a vial of water and a clean Lantidime. I do recommend using a portable well since you do have a chance at saving some of the Lantidimes, which does boost your GP per hour. Overall, you can make around 5 to 6 mil per hour doing this method, and you won't really get much Herblore XP, only around a few thousand Herblore XP per hour. So it's more so a money-making method and not really a great method for training Herblore. Now, the method, as you can see, is quite simple. You'll want to make a preset with 14 vials of water and 14 clean Lantidime, and then just mix them using the portable well, and hopefully you'll get to save some of your clean Lantidime to boost your profit. And so next we have Thieving, and the best AFK method to do for this is pickpocketing Craftiness workers. Required is 91 to 98 thieving, since there are 8 different workers and all of them requiring a different thieving level. Basically, you can pickpocket these workers, and it is fairly AFK. You won't get stunned for roughly a minute or two at a time, depending on your thieving level, and if you do have the best in slot thieving gear. Also, you will get around 1 mil per hour from these workers. The best workers that you can pickpocket look like they are probably the Kadarn workers, since they not only give you a crystal weapon seed, or you have a chance at getting that, but you also get some super ranging potion 1s and super magic potion 1s, which do add up. Next, we have crafting, and the best AFK moneymaker for this method is crafting the decorated urns. Right now, the best decorated urn to craft is the cooking one, but this does change as prices fluctuate. You can make around 5 mil per hour doing this method. Also, if you do want to use the fire urn spell from the lunar spellbook, you will require lunar diplomacy and 82 magic. So to start the method, you will want to have a full inventory of soft clay, as well as some astral runes and some earth runes. You'll also want a steam battle staff equipped as well, so you will get some unlimited water and air runes, which are required in the fire urn spell. So once you have crafted the decorated urns unfinished, then you will then be able to use the spell. Once this is completed, you can then go deposit all of these urns into the bank. They will sell for roughly 5k each, and in the end you'll end up selling these on the Grand Exchange. But for now, just put them into the bank and withdraw some more soft clay and repeat the method. Next, we have Fletching Elder Headless Arrows. So required is level 90 Fletching, and also a Fletching cape does help, so if you do have 99 Fletching, then make sure to bring that along as well. This method is pretty simple. You are just going to want some elder logs and some feathers. You'll first want to fletch the elder logs into elder arrow shafts, then you'll combine them with the feathers to create the elder headless arrows. You'll be able to make around 2 to 3 mil GP per hour. However, do check the Grand Exchange prices before you do this method, because sometimes they do change. You won't be getting much fletching XP per hour from this method either, probably only around 20 to 30k, so it is more of just a money-making method. For Hunter, the best AFK money-making method is harvesting the fungal spores at the Croesus front. Required is level 88 Hunter, however, level 92 Hunter will allow you to harvest the enriched fungal spores, which will increase your GP per hour. So to start the method, just go to the Croesus front, and here just go to the temple, and you can start training Hunter. The XP per hour here does seem pretty good. It's at least a few 100,000 Hunter XP per hour, and you will be getting these fungal spores while you are training here. The main GP per hour you are going to be making, though, is from the Elder Troves. So if you do have an overcharged Pontifex Shadow Ring, then you'll be able to get 8 troves per hour, or up to 10 if you are able to do the enriched fungal spores here. And right now, the Elder Trove of Bix tier 3s, they're worth right around 380k. So if you are doing this effectively and you're able to get 8 to 10 per hour, you'll be making anywhere from 3 mil to possibly up to 4 mil per hour from this method, and it is fully AFK. Next, we have Divination, and this method is gathering cursed energy. There aren't really any requirements, however, there are some highly recommended items and skills. So first off is 98 Archaeology and having the Divine Conversion Relic. 95 Divination will also be helpful. That way you can convert the cursed energy into incandescent energy afterwards. Cursed energy isn't tradable on the Grand Exchange, so if you don't have level 95 Divination, you'll have to try and find someone to trade with without using the Grand Exchange. You'll also want level 81 Summoning, so you can use a Nightmare Musbah. Now, if you do want to try and boost your GP per hour a little bit, you can also try PKing a lot of the bots out here as well for some extra cursed energy. So you can be doing this while you're also gathering the energy. And I do recommend it if you are looking to boost your GP per hour. It does make it a little bit less AFK, but it typically is just bots out here. So you can just do that and bring some budget gear. So if a PKer does show up and happens to kill you, it isn't really a big setback. You'll also want to just go bank your cursed energy every few thousand, just because you are in the wilderness and anyone can attack you if you do have cursed energy in your inventory. So make sure you do bank fairly frequently, just so you don't lose any progress here. The best AFK moneymaker for mining is mining the concentrated gold deposits and the living rock caverns. Required is level 80 mining, and recommended is Taga's core hammer. This will allow you to get some death spore arrow tips while you're training mining and mining the gold deposits, so it will boost your GP per hour a little bit. Also, you will want a perfect juju mining potion, and make sure to bring some gold stone spirits as well, along with the magic rock golem outfit if you do have it. So to get to the living rock cavern mine, you'll want to go to the dwarven mine and just go down the ladder. Here you'll have to have a rope, and you can go down to the living rock cavern mine. Now, once you do find one of these concentrated gold deposits, you can begin mining. One thing that I should note is the magic golem outfit is really important here, because it actually makes the mobs around here non-aggressive. Otherwise, they would be attacking you. So it is really important to have this outfit if you can. That way it will make it so you won't have to be bothered by killing them while you're trying to mine. So basically that is it for this method. You can get around 3 to 4 mil GP per hour depending on the items that you do have, but it is very AFK, especially if you are using Sign of the Porters, and it does get you pretty solid mining XP per hour as well, roughly 125,000 XP per hour at level 99 mining. Next, we have one of the best AFK moneymakers, which is smithing Elder Rune bars. Required is level 94 smithing and level 91 prayer, along with the Light Within quest. Also recommended is the smelting gauntlets and the modified blacksmith's helmet. So basically, with the Elder Rune bars, you will need a rune bar, a light amnicore, and a black amnicore to make one of these bars. Now, you do need level 90 smithing to do this. However, at 94, you get a 10% chance to smelt an extra bar. So you are going to be making a lot of extra profit off of this. And basically, if you do include the extra 10%, your GP per bar is going to be around 1,600. Now, to start this method, it is pretty simple. You'll just want to buy some rune bars, light amnica, and dark amnica, and put it all into your metal bank. Then you can begin smelting your Elder Rune bars. You will want to use the superheat form prayer while you are smelting these bars. So if you do have either a prayer renewal or a prayer potion or even an ancient elven ritual shard, this will be helpful since your prayer will be draining slowly. Now, while you are doing this, if you do have the smelting gauntlets, the Elder Rune bars are going to be going straight into your rune bank, so it does make this method extremely AFK, and that is why it is one of the best AFK moneymakers in the game. You'll be able to make right around 5 mil GP per hour, and you'll also gain around 70 to 80,000 smithing XP per hour. And so next we have both fishing and cooking. So the best money-making method for fishing is fishing the blue blubber jellyfish. They're priced right around 7k per jellyfish, and you require level 91 fishing. Now, you can also use the bait and switch relic to gain some cooking XP and also cook the blue blubber jellyfish while you're fishing them. So this is actually the best money-making method for fishing, and it is only slightly different than the best fishing method, so I decided to include it all in one. you'll be able to make around 1.5 mil GP per hour, and if you are using the bait and switch relic, then you will need 95 cooking. Now, the blue blubber jellyfish are located on the deep sea fishing platform. It is quite similar to any other fishing method. You'll just need to AFK the blue blubber jellyfish while you're here. There is a bit of a different mechanic with these jellyfish. So they will occasionally electrify itself. So it will say electrifying blue blubber jellyfish. And this will actually increase some stacks. So once you reach 10 stacks, you will get stunned. So the only way to avoid this is by fishing at some non-electrified jellyfish spots every once in a while as well. So for example, if your electrified stack is up to 8 and then you start fishing at a non-electrified spot, it will start decreasing the stack by 2 per catch. So every catch you'll go down to 6, and then 4, then 2, then 0. So that's basically how you do this method. It is quite simple. The blue blubber jellyfish are the most expensive fish that you can catch, so it is the best moneymaker for both fishing and cooking, and it is relatively AFK. And so next we have firemaking, and this AFK money-making method is making the torch soul incense sticks, so it is quite similar to the prayer method that we did show you. However, these are a bit better GP per hour. So required is level 75 firemaking, and you'll need some clean torch soul and the infernal magic incense sticks to do this method. So you'll need to purchase both of those on the Grand Exchange, and then you'll be combining them to make these torch soul incense sticks, which sell for a bit of a profit. Now, with any method like this, you will want to make sure that you do check the prices on the Grand Exchange before doing it, because the prices do fluctuate. So just check and see what all of these ingredients sell for and buy for, and then see if there is a profit while you are doing the method. And so basically the method is quite simple. You'll want to buy 100 of the infernal magic incense sticks on the Grand Exchange, 100 clean torch soul, and then you'll want to create a preset with the full stack of the incense sticks and 27 clean torch soul, and then you can start making these torch soul incense sticks. Now, you can make up to 1,000 of them per hour, so you might want to buy 1,000 of them if you do want to do this for the full hour. In that way, you'll be able to make roughly 2 mil per hour, depending on what they do sell for. Next, we have woodcutting, and the best AFK method for this is chopping the elder trees. You'll be AFK for about 5 minutes at a time, and required is level 90 woodcutting. Also recommended is the Beaver Familiar, the Nature's Sentinel outfit, and the Santa's Fire Torch. The Santa's Fire Torch is actually quite helpful. It will give you a boost when cutting logs, and you'll also get a 20% chance at receiving an extra log. So it will significantly boost your profit. On top of that, you will have a chance at getting splintering arrow tips as well, along with the elder logs. So it is just going to help your profit a ton. So this is a really important item for this method. Now, there are plenty of different elder trees around the map. I do tend to go to this one just above the barbarian village. There is also one that is just to the east of the Varrock lodestone, and then I do go to one which is just southeast of the Yanil lodestone. And I tend to just rotate those 3 elder trees when I ever do this method. But basically it is extremely AFK. You can just chop the elder tree while you're doing something else, and you'll be able to make around 1.5 mil GP per hour, especially if you do have the Santa's Fire Torch. Now, for farming, there are a few different money-making methods, such as harvesting herbs. However, I did want a AFK method in particular, so the best AFK method that I could come up with is basically just doing player-owned farms, especially if you do have Kalia, since she will actually collect the unchecked animals from your breeding pen if you don't check it for long enough. So recommended for this is having Kalia and dragons in your breeding pen. Also, if you do have dragons in the large pen and the ability for animals to breed in the large pens as well, you'll make some additional profit. So basically every week or two, I just go ahead and check Kalia, and she'll just give me some unchecked dragons, since I haven't checked it in a while, and the dragons are just breeding in this pen. So every once in a while, I'll just check this and I'll have a few mil that I can just sell on the Grand Exchange. And the same can be done for the large pens as well. And so next we have summoning, and for this method, it was pretty difficult to come up with a method, an AFK method that is profitable for summoning. So the method that I found was smoke nihils. It isn't directly summoning. You do need to kill the smoke nihils and get the ingredients, but you will eventually be training summoning, because once you do get the ingredients from the smoke nihils, you'll then go ahead and actually make the nihil pouches, which sell for a crazy profit. They're selling for over 300k each. So you can make a ton of money off of this, and easily 10 mil per hour. And it isn't fully AFK, but it can be semi-AFK. So to start the method, you'll want to gear up with a ranged gear set and have an inventory setup similar to mine. A key is that you will need the Shard of Zeros to make these nihils non-aggressive. Now, you'll also really want overloads, and that's because you're going to be targeting the smoke nihils, and they have a special mechanic which does decrease your stats. Now, if you do have an overload active, then it will basically bypass this mechanic. So you are going to mainly want to target these smoke nihils, and the main drop you're going to be looking for are the Avianchi Talons. You'll also want to make sure that you're picking up all of the charms that they are dropping, since you will need one of these charms to make each of the nihil pouches. So this is going to be the main part of the method, so you're going to have to kill the nihils, and it can be semi-AFK. They aren't really dangerous at all, so you can just click on a smoke nihil and AFK for a bit while you're killing it, then pick up the drops. Now, once you do have the Avianchi Talons and the Elder Charms, you can then go ahead and compare to see which of the nihil pouches are best to make. So we'll just go to the Grand Exchange and just check the prices of all the nihil pouches. So when I did check, the smoke nihil pouch was worth the most. So this is why the 81 divination was a requirement. If you do have 81 divination, you can transmute the Avianchi Talons into whatever is most profitable. So for the smoke nihil pouches, you need demon horns. So I did transmute it into that. We'll also need some elder energy just to make these smoke nihil pouches. And so once you have your elder energy, your elder charms, and some pouches along with the demon horns in this case, you can go to a summoning obelisk and then create the nihil pouches. Right now, the smoke nihil pouches are selling for around 360k each, and these drops, they're uncommon, so you will get quite a few of them per hour, and that's why you can make over 10 mil per hour. And last but not least, we have Invention. So Invention, the best AFK moneymaker, is making these component crates. And it actually does coincide with Archaeology as well, since you will be getting the components from Archaeology. So required is 20 Invention and 5 Archaeology, and you could make around 4 mil per hour doing this method. So there are 3 parts to this method. This first part is the most AFK part. You'll want to go to the excavation hotspots outside of Caradet. These hotspots are called the Venator Remains, and you'll be getting the Venator Dagger and the Venator Light Crossbow. So basically, you're just going to want to fill up your inventory with as many of these artifacts as possible. This is going to be the most time-consuming part of the method, so just fill up your inventory with them, and then once you are ready for the next step, you'll want to go ahead and restore each one of these artifacts. Once the artifacts are restored, you'll then want to start disassembling each of them. You're going to want to be getting the classic components, so that's going to be the big drop, but also you can sell the historic components that you will also be getting. The third and final step of this method is actually making the component crates. So just go to the Archaeology guild, and here you can create the large historic component crate and the small classic component crate, and then you can just directly sell those components on the Grand Exchange. So doing this will net you a profit of around 4 mil per hour, and that does take into account all of the materials that you will need to restore the artifacts, as well as just the invention components that you need to make these component crates. And so with that, those are all of the best AFK money-making methods for each skill in RuneScape 3. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. It did take a ton of time to plan and make. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. It would be much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.